Are we good? Yep. All right. So who's had a summer job here prior to? All right. And then who's had a horrible experience or just a poor customer come up to you during that summer job? Yeah. So over this past summer, I work at a Dairy Queen, and compared to the average McDonald's, it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer facilities. The people are nicer there. It's not putting you through the ringer like most fast food places, but it still is a fast food place. And so I had this one lady come in. She comes in all the time. I mean, at least once every 10 days. And she will come in and act like she has never been in the store before. Every single time. She'll be like, oh, you have what flavors do you have again? Man, we only have vanilla and chocolate. It's not that hard. And then, we have blizzards and stuff, which basically you could take candy and put it inside the ice cream and mix it up too. And she'll be like, oh, I'm on a diet today. Do you have the calorie count menu? Ma'am, if you're on a diet, you probably shouldn't be coming to an ice cream place to eat ice cream. Obviously, I'm not saying this to her at the moment, but it just gets me really heated, when she's coming in all the time and insisting, all these different questions. Oh, do you have free samples? Oh, what's this? What's that? Can I try some of this? And, it just gets really, really tiresome, but you have to put on that smile and be like, oh, yeah, we can do this for you. We can do that for you. Oh, what else do you need? And, that is the importance of having a job and getting that, communication experience, especially at a young age. There's nothing that I could stress more than the exposure prior to college, especially, is probably one of the, necessary things that people need to have today. And the communication skills, most people are going into college just winging it. They have no communicational experience, prior to coming to Toastmasters or something like this. And a job really sets you up for the baseline of communication. And it teaches you to just always have a smile on your face and to not deny people, but think of it from a different point of view and how you're not always going to get what you want in life. And it's easier to start early and start often and get that experience at a young age. And you could take that with you all throughout your life. What happens if you go into a job interview and it's your first one? Some people who go into their first job interview don't anticipate preparing for it. Or if they're going to give a speech, nobody anticipates, oh, I'm going to prepare for this speech. I'm just going to write down some notes and come up here and just let it go on the fly. People don't understand that you have to prepare for something. And even when you're in the job life, even working at a fast food chain, you're preparing. You don't just walk into a job and start doing it, and they just don't put you behind the counter on the very, very first day. There's a series of training that you have to go through, either like a 2 or 3 week period, and sometimes they'll give you upfront experience, and you're constantly interacting with the coworkers and asking them questions and stuff and getting feedback from them. Once you get into the real world and you're on that job interview board, nobody's going to tell you, oh, you probably should have said this. They're just going to take what you said verbatim, and that answer that you said there is going to be final. So if you had a better answer in mind, you're going to be missing out that second time around. And even though you may not get that job the first time you take it, or the first time you go in for the interview, you can always have that first experience to fall back on. But you need to have an initial basis. That's why a summer job is so important to people. And some people just are so involved with sports or athletics or other clubs, and that's fine too, as long as you're involved with something that involves communication. Volunteer work is great as well. As long as you're talking with people and developing that social skill of interacting with people, especially that you don't know, because even though you could be part of an athletic team or an athletic club, you eventually grow a bond with those people, and you know how everybody works and how everybody rolls, and eventually talking with that person is just going to be the same over and over and over again. So you're not getting the exposure of meeting new people and interacting with different people in the same scenario. So, and people are now reverting back to, this all goes back to cell phones and our communication. Cell phones are great. We're able to, text all the time on it, look up stuff on our smartphones constantly, and we're also able to call on it. But not enough people are using the call feature on their phone. We've reverted back to just texting all the time and telling people, hey, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there. They added those emojis and stuff like that for people to insert emotions, where to, when they're smiling, when they're crying or something like that. And, LOL, it's basically a period at the end of the sentence now, honestly. People just throw it in there. Like, honestly, nobody is laughing out loud when you're putting an LOL in a text message. And, and if you really are, and if you're really having that deep of a conversation with somebody over text, why wouldn't you just, call them up? Just to get that interaction, just to get them talking and to get you talking and to just build that structure. So next time you're gonna go in for a job interview or gonna apply for a job, always revert back to what you learned prior to that experience. And just because you're at that job, and when you're at a job that you finally get, always be thinking, hey, I'm not here just for the money. I'm earning valuable life lessons as well, through my communication. So try to just build on that and try to focus. I'm not just here to do a job. I'm not just here to make ice cream cones or to flip burgers. Just think, I'm here to interact with the customers and make their experience as good as mine was. Thank you.